most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Shaw, physical therapist.
Brad Haney, physical
Together
therapist.
we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today we're going to talk about, will hanging heal your shoulder pain, tear, impingement? And you know what? You can ask the surgeon to find out.
And that's a fact, Bob.
Right.
This video is probably one of the most unique videos out there in this arena. I am serious. This is incredible. I'm really happy. I'm excited.
You can actually get your questions answered
By a surgeon.
Right. So, by the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com. We're usually doing a giveaway. We'll start one tomorrow. But if you go to the giveaway section, you'll find out what that is. Go to Facebook. It'll also be pinned to the top of the page, the contest that is.
There you go, Bob.
Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok if you want a 60-second version of our program.
Beautiful work.
So our topic today was derived from this book. And it's actually a new edition now. I think the 5th edition, Brad, they come out with. I'm going to read it. Shoulder pain, the solution and prevention, the exercise that heals the shoulder and relieves back pain.
Sure.
So we became aware of this, what would you say, how many years ago?
5 or 6.
Sure.
It was a comment from a viewer said, this book was really good. And well, sure it is. And then Bob ordered the book and we both read it, and it's just changed our whole outlook on shoulders.
I would say we were skeptical.
Oh, yeah.
To say the least at first. It just didn't make really any sense to us. But we started trying it ourselves, tried it on some patients. And now we've got lots of really good comments from people who've tried it themselves from our videos.
And the surgeon, he's an orthopedic surgeon.
A retired orthopedic surgeon, board certified, Dr. John Kirsch.
Right.
He's actually lives up in
my neck of the woods, where I was from in central Wisconsin area.
And this guy, I'm going to tell you right now, he's as good as gold. His goals are aligned with ours. You know, we're trying to help as many people as possible.
Right.
And that's what he's doing right now. He's not making $1 million off this. He's just trying to help people. That's his legacy.
He's retired from surgery, and he wants to continue to help. And
so he's agreed to answer questions
from viewers.
Yeah, from viewers. So we're going to put his email at the end of so you have to watch the video, you know, it's going to be at the end of the video. So please, you know, don't overwhelm him. I mean, if you have a true question, make sure you can ask it, but we're going to try to answer some of them here today.
Exactly.
So don't repeat a question to him that we answered here today.
Right. That's why you got to watch the video so you get an idea of what you're doing, the treatment, and you can get to the point with him so he can answer more people's questions.
Yeah, understand this. He gets 10,000 questions. It's going to take him a while to answer these, and maybe he won't be able to get to them all. So some of the common questions we're going to answer them right here. Let's first off, who should not do hanging?
Right.
So if you have unstable shoulders, like they tend to dislocate really easy, no,
right,
absolutely not. If you have poor health, or if you, let's say you had unexplained shoulder pain, it just suddenly showed up and it's been there for several weeks, see your doctor first.
Right.
I just want to make sure something's not medically going on.
If you've fallen and it's a clear trauma, you fell on your elbow, jammed your shoulder, and it's very sore the next day, don't start hanging.
Right.
It may be appropriate later on after it starts to heal up, but none of those really obvious trauma things where it's from an impact or a pull or a fall of some sort where it twisted it.
So who might this help?
Okay.
And so he actually, in the book, Dr. Kirsch, and we'll have a link down below for this. They did a study on Kauai, part of Hawaii,
the island
of Kauai. They had 92 subjects, and the subjects, the problems they had were as follows: mostly subacromial impingement syndrome.
Yep, which is very common impingement. 70% is estimated that all shoulder pain is from that particular diagnosis.
Yep, rotator cuff tears. These were confirmed by MRI, and they had people like that in the study.
Right.
And some of them actually ended up avoiding surgery.
Right.
Just from hanging. Frozen shoulder, I would say the only caveat to that, it can work for a frozen shoulder, but if you're already in what we call the final phase of it, the thawing phase, I don't believe this is going to help when it all just inflamed up. You know, I just don't.
Yeah, it depends where your range is. If you only get it this high, you have to watch one of our frozen shoulder videos for completeness on
Exactly. Arthritis, absolutely. I would
Mhm.
try this for
Sure.
that. You might have to start off slow. And I would also include bursitis.
that. Sure.
Kind of falls into
Yep.
that same category. So let's talk about how do you do it. And we're going to show at the end how to do it. But right now, we're just going to talk the specifics.
Sure.
So you need something to hang on. So you could have a pull-up bar
Right.
or overhead bar somewhere, or hang on a tree branch. He was showing that, or
Right, and he does go through options to make a pull bar using some pipe, etc. But if you have a pull up bar, you're good to go. We have a great option, but we'll show that
yeah,
at
we'll
the
show that
end.
at the end. Uh, what you're going to try to do is you're going to try to hang palms forward, so your palms are facing
Yeah.
out, and you're going to try to do probably a partial weight hang first. And
Right.
again, we'll show at the end, but which means you're not lifting your feet off the ground completely. You're just putting some weight on it, and you can try to go 10 to 30 seconds. That might be too much for you to start off
Yep.
with, but maybe try 10 seconds, and there's going to be a little bit of pain.
Yep.
Um,
It's really nice if your pull up bar is you can reach it
yeah,
without jumping off the ground.
Right.
If it is high, then get a solid, safe stool you can step up on, and you gently let yourself down. Hold it for, like Bob said, the 10 to 20 seconds. If it's too painful, get up and maybe do it 1 or 2 more times, but then see how it responds to it.
right. And he talks about doing it up to 10 to 15 minutes with rests, eventually. But I think most people do not hang that long, Brad. I think unless you're one of those specific cases
Right.
where you're maybe a real thick and heavy guy with big muscles.
And you've been hanging for a while, and you know
Right.
what your body tolerates.
So just allow gravity to do the job. And by the way, in addition to the hanging, he mentions a weightlifting program.
Yep.
And you're going to have to get the book to figure that one out. We're not
Yeah.
going to give that away.
Well, we do have some videos on that, but
yeah. We're not,
That's-
and this one, we're not going to, reveal
yeah,
it.
we're going to get to the heart of the hanging.
So quickly, what does hanging do? Some people are wondering what we're trying to do. There's actually, where the impingement occurs, there's actually a ligament and there's a bone there, and we're trying to reshape those. I don't really want to get too much into that.
Right. He actually explains it very well. And
Yes.
if you're a therapist or you're in the field, that's what helped sell me on, oh, this makes complete sense now. If, the layperson, he explains it so you can see it and kind of understand it. You may not if you don't.
He's got a lot of good examples, testimonials.
Oh.
He's got a lot of MRIs, and I think it's all MRIs and not CT scans, I think. But
Yeah.
so, but if you understand this, that the way orthodontists use to straighten your teeth,
Mhm.
so you can shift bone,
Sure.
you can reshape bone, and just like they also use the same principle in trees. Sometimes they help bend the tree and help it grow that way.
Yep.
So you can do the same thing with the ligaments.
Right. The ligaments stretching, there's some bone you may have. If you have some of the osteophytes, the
Yeah.
bone spurs, we may change those around a little
Right,
bit.
you still can do it with
Yep,
those.
yep.
He's mentioned those cases. So is it safe? I'm going to go ahead. I would say again, if you don't have unstable shoulders,
Mhm.
but I'm gonna read right from what he said. Okay.
Okay,
He
perfect.
said, I'm going to look down and read this. It is clear from more than 36 years of clinical research on the hanging exercise, it is not only safe, but it is extremely effective in receiving and preventing the most common cause of shoulder pain.
Yeah.
All right. That was boring, but it was effective, right?
And that's what he says, and we like him.
So how can you do this in your own home? Let's say you don't have a bar. You can get those over the head pull-up bars if you want, but I always a little worried
that
about
fit in the
those.
door.
Yeah. We're going to come right over here right now, and I'm actually going to take my gloves, Brad.
Yeah, when I hang, I don't use gloves, but every time I hang, it's like, God, I wish I had a pair of gloves. It'd be a little easier, but it all depends on your hand strength and
I
your
definitely
callus.
when you're hanging from a bar, I like to use when I do pull-ups. I
Oh,
like to-
sure. Yep.
So we actually sell these. They're called hanging handles.
Yeah, we like this treatment so well. We've had such good response. We thought we might as well get something that actually specifically made for it that works good for most anyone.
Well, to some extent, Brad, we first got involved with this for the back.
That's true.
I mean, we were trying to actually put traction on the back,
Yep.
which it does do also.
Yeah.
So you basically, I'm a tall person here, so
Yep.
I can just start by partial weight bearing here
Yep.
and hang, and then eventually I can actually lift up like this.
There you go.
And this thing will hold. What will this hold, Brad?
Well, we had it on the the
The
meter
yeah.
over 700 pounds. So
Right.
you got to be a pretty big person.
Yeah, you got to be a big boy to take this one down. So we already talked about how often you want to do it.
Yeah.
And this is a great option. I use 2 golf clubs, by the way,
Yeah.
to give some stress off the.
I think you mentioned that, Bob.
Yeah. All right. I'm losing my mind.
That's all right. But we don't, and also we do it with the back to the wall.
Oh, right.
You might try it the other way. We find the back to the wall is most comfortable.
Yeah, I've even had people hang like this a little bit, but more for your back, I think.
Sure.
So.
You could see how it responds.
All right, we're going to put up the email right now.
Whoa.
We'll put it up right here and check it out. And please, again, don't overwhelm them if you already know that you're going to try this and you don't really have any questions.
Right. This is quite, he's very generous.
Yeah, he's a very nice man. So
Yeah.
take it easy on him. So we'll leave the email up for a little bit here.
That's right. All right.
Thanks for watching.